Hello people, it's your boss man, back again. You're probably thinking, where the hell have you been? Well, long story short, I fractured my wrist on Tuesday, hence why there's been no videos. Man has been in and out of hospital. Yeah, what can I say, mate? I was playing football at Bramall Lane in a staff game for Sheffield United, and I scored. So that's the only that you need to know. Your brother scored at Bramall Lane, which is a Premier League team now, a Premier League pitch, I say. Anyways, that aside, if you are new here, feel free to subscribe, drop a like, all that good stuff. Let's get into the bloody video. The last time I made a video, was focused on one position. I think it was a wingers, if I'm not mistaken. This time we're going to focus on the strikers, mainly being because there is a lot of rumours surrounding that position, and Manchester United in particular. Romelu Lukaku is looking very likely to be heading to Inter Milan, but what does that mean for Manchester United? First and foremost, for me personally, I would class that as good news, mainly because I don't think he fits the style of play that I want to see at Manchester United and what Ole Gunnar Solskjaer is trying to implement, which is a fast pace, on the break, trying to press from the front, our strikers are actually doing something off the ball, not just standing there and hoping someone plays the ball in behind every 5 seconds. So in that sense, Lukaku definitely does not fit the style of play, which is fair enough. At the end of the day, I'm not going to knock him. He has done quite well. He's not been fantastic. I'd give him about a 6 out of 10. I think a lot of people criticise him a lot. Yes, his build-up play and other things do like, but to be fair to him, he has scored very important goals, and if he had better service, which he will get probably if he does go to Inter Milan, you'll see him scoring more goals. So it's as simple as that. It's not just about Lukaku. The other players around him haven't given him the service that he probably should have got. That aside, I think it's a right move for us to get rid of him. Like I said, he doesn't fit the direction that we're trying to head. So this is where all the links have come from. Three players in particular I'm going to talk about. First one is Moussa Dembele. If you don't know, he's a striker who plays in the French league. I believe the price quote is about 45 million euros. Very, very fast and direct winger. He would be ideal given his age as well. He's quite young as well. It's interesting because obviously I'm not going to say I've seen loads of him. I've seen enough of him. I've seen clips here and there. Like I said, I've not seen a lot of the French league players. Obviously I've seen players like Memphis Depay, etc. So I've seen some. But from what I've seen, he's got a lot of pace. He does remind me a bit of Martial, but obviously he plays in strike. He's very direct. He's got a lot of pace. So for me personally, it would be an exciting signing, especially the price he has been quoted for. However, there are other options as well that I'm going to discuss as well. What do you guys think about Dembele? Would you go for Dembele? He definitely has talent. That goes without doubt. He would be a massive improvement for me over Lukaku, given the way I want us to play, and like I said, us to transition the ball quicker. He would be lightning on the break as well with Martial and whoever we buy on the right wing. So it would be interesting. I think it would be definitely a good signing for the value that we are trying to get him for. It would be a bargain, really, to be quite frankly honest with you. Moving on from Dembele, we got Griezmann. If you have been following this channel for a long time, you would know I'm a massive fan of Griezmann. I've always liked Griezmann from way before he was signed at Atletico Madrid. I was raving about Griezmann. However, I'm I'm kind of torn on this. To be honest with you, I think after last year's stunt and his documentary, I kind of thought it was a bit cringy. Um, it's just weird. I don't know if it's likely to happen first and foremost. So I'm not really thinking about too much. A lot of speculation has been surrounding him in Barcelona, but in my head, I just don't see where he'd fit in at Barcelona. I know people would say he would replace Suarez, but I just think he plays very similar to Messi. Obviously, not the same caliber, of course, obviously, but he just plays that as very similar to Messi. Would it work? Would they get in each other's way? He likes to find those pockets of space that Messi does. He's not an out-and-out striker. So for me personally, if we were to sign him, he'd be more for false nine, like a Firmino kind of player. So in that sense, we would have to kind of alter our play style to an extent. However, his link-up play with Pogba is second to none. You've seen it so many times from France. If you didn't see it recently, when he played that 1-2 to Pogba, it deep, and Pogba played it back and he volleyed it into the roof of the net. Just go watch that clip. That's all you need to know about Griezmann. The guy's absolute quality. He's guaranteed to get us 20 goals, about 10 assists. So his goal contribution is going to be like 30 goals. I would predict that anyways for him. He's a quality player. His link-up play is fantastic. He's the kind of player that would be an unbelievable statement. I think the issue is not his contract, his wages are very high, which is why Barcelona are kind of like stalling to an extent with the deal. But if you were to ask me, would you take Griezmann or Dembele? I would probably basically what I would do is I'd probably take Dembele and what's his name, Delay. I don't think we can get Griezmann and Delay just basing on financial sense. I know people are probably going to be watching this saying you're not going to get either, which is probably likely. We won't get Griezmann or Delay. But I'm saying if I'm looking at it in a logical sense, because Dembele is obviously a lot cheaper and he's only 45 million. Realistically speaking, we can't get Griezmann, pay 100 million for him and pay 100 million for Delay. I don't think we've got that kind of money to spend this summer. However, it depends on if we sell Lukaku. If we do sell Lukaku 55 million, I suppose it would mean we're getting Griezmann for about 50 million. In that sense, it's a flipping bargain. It literally just depends on what happens. If Lukaku goes, then obviously I would take any of these three players based on pricing anyways. The third player I haven't even mentioned him is ICARDI. I've already mentioned it before. It would make sense if we swapped Lukaku for ICARDI. I would do a straight swap if they were interested in doing that. It would make perfect sense. He's lethal in front of the box, in front of the net, should I say. He's lethal in the box. He's ruthless. His attitude is coming into question. It'd be interesting if we were to sign ICARDI and Rabiot, what would happen in the dressing room with both of them. Suppose you're having very bad attitudes. So that would be interesting. But for me personally, I am torn between the three because they're all very different strikers. Obviously, Dembele is young. He's very quick. He's very direct. Icardi is more your traditional striker to an extent. He's robust. He's very good in the box. He's a finisher. He's clinical as well. Not to say Dembele or Griezmann aren't, but you would probably associate him as the natural striker out of the three. And then obviously Griezmann, he's like a false nine. So there's three different variants of a striker. At the end of the day, it depends on what kind of system Ole Gunnar Solskjaer wants to play. And for me personally, I don't want them to just buy someone for a name. I want them to buy someone that's going to fit Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's system. Just basing on what I've heard him say, I don't think Icardi does fit the system. Griezmann potentially could fit the system because I feel like when Jesse Lingard did play in a false nine, we actually did really well. So I could see Griezmann helping us a lot in the false nine position. And I think Dembele obviously would fit the system because he's very quick on the break. So it would make sense. If I was just trying to think Oli said, I think he'd probably go for Dembele or Griezmann before Icardi. That's what he would do. What would you guys do? Who would you take if we had an option to get any of them? We might not get any of them, to be quite frankly honest. But this is if Lukaku goes, of course. If we keep Lukaku, then I don't think we're going to sign any of the three. For me personally, my heart would say Griezmann because if anyone knows me, I love Griezmann to bits. My head would probably say Dembele only because he's very young and he's cheap as well. So it would mean we could put that money to somebody else as well and put it towards a Wan-Bissaka or I don't know who else we're looking for at the moment, like an Dembele or Neves or whatever it may be. I think logically it would make sense as well, given the style of football that I've seen so far from Oli, like the higher press from the front. Griezmann is going to be working hard as well because obviously he's from Atletico Madrid and obviously Simeone expects all his players to put in a shift. So I think them two people will make more sense. What do you guys think? The likelihood of Griezmann's coming is very slim in my personal opinion. I think he's going to go Barcelona. I just think it's a matter of sorting out the wages because apparently he's asking for too much money. But that's my personal opinion. Hopefully I'm wrong and we have a potential of signing Griezmann, but we'll have to wait and see. That aside, like I said, I will be back making more videos. Obviously, man has been away because he's been in hospital the last 2 days, to be quite frankly honest with you. Anyways, drop a like, subscribe if you're new, and feel free to show our brothers some love. Peace.